Hi Virgo, how's it going? I hope you're doing wonderful today. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. My name is Lynn and I'm doing a general reading. I've asked Spirit 10 questions. I'll give you the 10 questions now to see if it's something you would like some information on, some insight, some guidance. And if you do, then you can listen to the rest of the reading if you want. These are all the answers. These cards are all the answers to the 10 questions that I asked. Plus you got one more oracle card. You got protection. So the questions that I asked was, what is Virgo's current overall energy? We start up here on the top left. What is Virgo's current overall energy? And then I asked, what is Virgo struggling with the most right now? What truth does Virgo need to see or acknowledge? What guidance will help Virgo move forward with confidence? What is happening in Virgo's love life and what should they understand about it? What is unfolding in Virgo's career, work, or purpose? What does Virgo need to know about their finances and abundance? What positive opportunity or blessing is coming toward Virgo? What can Virgo expect in the near future if they stay on their current path? And the last one was, what is the most important message Spirit wants Virgo to leave this reading with? And then the oracle card at the very end, okay? So we move from current energy to challenge to insight to guidance. We touch on love, career, money, opportunities, your near future, and then we receive the final message, okay? So let's start with the Sun card over here, your first card. Again, I asked Spirit, what is your current overall energy? And you got the Sun card, okay? Well, I asked, what is Virgo's current overall energy? The Sun card, I'll just show you here. The Sun card is one of the most positive cards in the deck. Okay? So for your current overall energy, what Spirit is saying here is that you're stepping into a brighter, more positive chapter. Even if life hasn't been perfect, there's more clarity, confidence, and hope than there has been in a while. Things are starting to make more sense, and the path ahead is becoming more clearer. Keep moving toward what makes you feel happy, energized, and authentic. I want to also mention that I pulled a daily card just before this, your reading, Virgo. And the card that came out was the Hunter. And it's basically saying, you know, they gave the example of the archer, you know, an archer with his bow and arrow, you know, he looks at what he's aiming for. He stops, he focuses, and then he aims and shoots. That's basically what Spirit is saying here, you know. Keep moving toward what makes you feel happy. If it makes you feel happy, then you're on the right path. If it energizes you, if it makes you feel energized and authentic, that's what you want to move towards, okay? Don't dim your light or second guess yourself. That was in the daily message again, also about second guessing yourself. This is a time to celebrate your progress and trust that you're heading in the right direction. And if you've been wondering whether things are improving, this is a strong yes, this card. Okay? The Sun confirms that your energy is rising, your efforts are paying off, And better days are either here or very close. So Virgo, just know that your light is returning. Trust the joy, embrace the opportunities, and just let yourself shine is the message with that card. Then the second question I asked Spirit was, what is Virgo struggling with the most right now? Okay, so what are you struggling with the most right now? And the card that came out is the Knight of Cups reversed. So this card can point to, when it comes out reversed, it can point to emotional uncertainty, mixed signals, and disappointment. So, what you're struggling with now, you may be feeling emotionally confused or disappointed. You could be waiting for someone to follow through on a promise, or communicate honestly, or show up the way you hoped. This can also represent unrealistic expectations, or not knowing what your heart truly wants. And that had something to do with the hunter too. The hunter, the seeker, the question with the hunter is, do you know what do you really want? So this card can represent unrealistic expectations or not knowing what your heart truly wants. What Spirit is saying is, stop chasing clarity from other people and start listening to your own intuition. If someone's words and actions don't match, believe their actions, okay? That's a little secret, that's a little trick. Always, if you're confused about something or someone, watch their words. Watch what they say and what they do. Watch their actions and their words, okay? If they don't match, then believe their actions. This card is also telling you to protect your energy and don't settle for less than you deserve. If some of you have been feeling like something is off, then this card confirms you're picking up on it correctly. Not everything is as it appears, and it's okay to take a step back before making emotional decisions. And again, that message is in the hunter. What Spirit is saying with this card is, don't ignore the red flags. Really trust your intuition. Protect your heart and let people show you who they are through their actions, not just their words, okay? Watch their actions. The third card is the Ten of Cups, and the question I asked Spirit was, what truth does Virgo need to see or acknowledge? And you got the Ten of Cups, okay? So what truth do you, Virgo, need to see or acknowledge? This is a beautiful card for this position. It suggests the truth you need to recognize is more uplifting than you may realize. The happiness you're looking for is closer than you think. You may be so focused on what's missing or what still needs fixing that you're overlooking the love and support and blessings that are already present in your life. The Ten of Cups reminds you that true fulfillment comes from meaningful connections and emotional peace. not perfection. What Spirit is saying here is allow yourself to receive love and joy and support. You don't have to carry everything on your own. Make time for the people, relationships, and experiences that genuinely fill your heart. If some of you have been wondering whether lasting happiness or emotional fulfillment or healthy relationships are possible for you, then this card is a strong yes. You're being encouraged to believe that you deserve the life you're working toward. What Spirit is saying is happiness isn't as far away as you think. Open your heart to love, joy, and support that's already finding its way to you. That's one of the best cards to get. So is the sun. This is a great, so far, really great. The fourth question I asked Spirit is, what guidance will help Virgo move forward with confidence? And you got the Four of Swords. So what guidance will help Virgo move forward with confidence? And the Four of Swords is a reminder that confidence doesn't always come from doing more. It often comes from slowing down and regaining clarity. Okay? So you don't have to have all the answers right now. You've been carrying a lot mentally or emotionally, and now it's time to give yourself permission to rest, reflect, and recharge. The next step will become clearer when your mind is calm. Stop forcing solutions or overthinking every decision. Just take a break, get enough rest, spend some time in quiet, and just trust that clarity will come naturally. You don't need to rush what's meant for you, Virgo, okay? And if some of you have been feeling mentally exhausted or overwhelmed or uncertain, then this card confirms that your energy needs restoring. Not that you're failing, it's just that rest is part of your progress, okay? So just slow down and remember that a rested mind sees the path forward more clearly than a busy one. That's kind of mentioned in the Hunter as well. The fifth question I asked Spirit was, what is happening in Virgo's love life and what should they understand about it? And you got the Hanged Man. Okay? So what is happening in your life, in your love life, Virgo, and what should you understand about it? So this card suggests that your love life is in a period of pause or reflection, or possibly seeing things from a new perspective. It's less about nothing is happening and more about something meaningful is unfolding beneath the surface. Okay? Your love life may feel like it's on hold or moving more slowly than you'd like. This isn't necessarily a setback. It's an opportunity to gain clarity about what you truly want and deserve. like we've mentioned already with the daily card I pulled it before this video and your previous messages. Okay? It's an opportunity for you to gain some clarity about what you truly want and what you deserve. Whether you're single or in a relationship, Spirit is asking you to look at love from a different perspective. Don't force a relationship or a conversation or an outcome. Just trust the timing of your life. Trust in divine timing. Sometimes the greatest progress happens when you stop pushing and just allow things to unfold naturally. If some of you have been wondering why love feels delayed or uncertain, then this card is confirming that the pause has a purpose, okay? You're being prepared for a healthier, more aligned connection or a deeper understanding of your current one. The delay isn't a denial. Just trust the pause. It's helping you see love more clearly before your next chapter begins. And then the 6th card is the 5 of Swords reversed. And I ask Spirit, what is unfolding in Virgo's career, work, or purpose? What is unfolding in your career, work, or purpose? So this card points to resolution, learning from conflict, and choosing peace over struggle. So something in your work life is moving away from tension or competition or mental stress. This could be the end of a conflict or drama, a power struggle, or a situation where you felt you had to prove yourself, or you had to fight to be heard. There's a shift toward a calmer, healthier dynamics. This card is telling you to pick your battles wisely. You don't need to win every argument or stay in environments that drain your energy. Talked about that in the daily card. Focus on cooperation, clear communication, and walking away from anything that feels toxic or unproductive. If work has felt stressful, unfair, or mentally exhausting, then this card confirms that things are softening or that you're ready to step out of that energy. Peace is becoming more important than pride or winning. So you're moving out of conflict and into peace. What Spirit is saying with this card is to choose what protects your energy, not what drains it. I'm not sure if you can hear in the background, but it's just started like pouring rain, and it's really loud. I hope you don't hear it. I hope it doesn't interfere with the reading. The 7th question I asked Spirit is, what does Virgo need to know about their finances and abundance? And you got the 9 of Wands. Okay? So this card points to resilience, caution, and being close to a breakthrough, but still needing persistence. You know, not giving up. You're at 9, you just have to get to 10. This card is saying that you've been through financial pressure or stress, or a long period of having to be careful with money. This card shows you're still standing strong, but you may feel a bit tired or guarded from past struggles. You're not at the finish line yet, but you're very close. You're at 9. You just got to get to 10. So do not give up. Keep going, okay? Don't burn yourself out, though. Be smart and protective with your resources. Avoid unnecessary risks or impulsive spending. And at the same time, don't let past financial stress make you overly fearful. Balance caution with confidence. If money has felt like an ongoing effort or something you've had to fight for, this card confirms that. But it also says you're closer to stability than it feels right now. You're tired, but you're close. You're so close. Okay, stay consistent. Protect your energy and resources. And whatever you do, do not give up. That's a big message. Do not give up. Okay, Virgo? Your 8th question is, what positive opportunity or blessing is coming toward Virgo? And you got the 4 of Wands reversed. So what positive opportunity or blessing is coming toward you, Virgo? This is a bit more subtle than the upright version, but it still carries a real blessing. Just not in the form of a big external celebration. So what's coming towards you? A situation connected to home, stability, relationships, or long-term plans is shifting. But it may not fully lock in or feel settled right away. Okay? A situation connected to your home or your stability or your relationships or your long-term plans is shifting. It may not fully lock in or feel settled right away. Instead of a clear celebration or milestone, the blessing is more about reevaluating what stability really means for you. So it can also point to adjusting living situations or home dynamics. Or there may be delayed plans or celebrations that still work out differently. Not worse, just changed. Or you're realizing where something isn't as stable as you thought. And you're being freed to improve it. What Spirit is saying is don't force stability where it isn't fully built yet. Be flexible with your plans and expectations. What feels slightly off now is actually helping you refine what truly feels like home, safety, or alignment. If something hasn't gone the way you expected in relationships or your home life or your plans, then this card confirms it's not a total loss, okay? It's a restructuring. You're being guided to You're being guided toward a more authentic foundation, even if it takes a little longer to solidify. The blessing isn't perfect stability. It's a chance to rebuild your foundation in a way that actually fits you. And then the 9th card that came out is the 7 of Wands. And I asked Spirit, what can Virgo expect in the near future if they stay on their current path? Okay? What can you expect in the near future if you stay on your current path, Virgo? This card points to standing your ground, defending your progress, improving your position, but from a place of strength, not survival. Can you hear the thunder? That was pretty loud. You may find yourself in situations where you need to stand up for yourself, Virgo, or you need to stand up for your choices, or stand up for what you believe in. It doesn't necessarily mean conflict in a bad way. It can also mean holding your position while others challenge it or question it or don't fully understand it yet. You're in a phase where your growth is noticeable, and not everyone will immediately agree with or support your direction. But Spirit is saying, do not back down just because things feel pressured or because others have opinions. Stay grounded in what you know is right for you. This is the same with the hunter message, the daily card. And at the same time, don't waste energy fighting every small challenge. Again, choose your battles and stay focused. If you've been feeling like you have to prove yourself or justify your decisions, then this card confirms that energy is still around. But it also shows you're strong enough to handle it. You're not being asked to give up, you're being asked to hold your ground. Stay firm in your path. You may be challenged, but you're strong enough to stand your ground and keep moving forward. And then the 10th question I asked Spirit was, what is the most important message Spirit wants Virgo to leave this reading with? And you got the Tower reversed. Okay? What is the most important message Spirit wants you to know, Virgo? What is the most important message Spirit wants you to leave this reading with? And you got the Tower reversed. This is a very powerful card as a final message, because it's about avoiding chaos through awareness, or resisting collapse, or slowly releasing something that's already unstable. So something in your life is either changing slowly or trying to avoid a sudden breakdown. It could be a mindset, a relationship, a situation, or a belief system that isn't fully stable anymore. But instead of a sudden shock, you're being given time to recognize it and adjust gradually. This card often shows delayed truth or avoided change. Something is being held together, but not in a healthy or lasting way. So don't ignore what you already know deep down. Be honest with yourself about what feels unstable, even if it's uncomfortable. The more you resist necessary change, the more tense things may feel. But if you choose awareness and small adjustments, you can prevent a bigger shakeup later. If you've sensed that something isn't quite right or feels like it could fall apart eventually, then this card confirms your intuition is correct. But it also gives you power. You can still choose how this unfolds. Pay attention to what feels unstable. Awareness now can turn a sudden breakdown into a controlled, conscious change. And then your oracle card, you got protection, right? This ties your whole reading together in a very grounding way. Virgo, you're being watched over and guided through everything you're going through. Even when things feel uncertain, emotional, or unstable, nothing is happening outside of divine timing or support. You're not being abandoned by life. You're being protected through transitions. This protection doesn't always feel soft. Sometimes it shows up as delays or endings or discomfort or sudden awareness, like the Tower reversed. But it's all steering you away from what isn't safe or aligned anymore. You need trust that what falls away or shifts or slows down is not against you. It's for your long-term well-being. Don't force anything that feels shaky or unclear. Stay close to your intuition and choose what feels emotionally and energetically safe. If you've been feeling unsure or anxious or like things are happening around you, this card confirms you're still supported, even if the path doesn't feel fully smooth right now. Okay, you are protected through every shift. What leaves or changes is clearing space for something safer and more aligned. Okay, you're growing, protected, and letting go of unstable things. Trust change and stay true to yourself, Virgo. That is your message for today. Thank you so much for letting me channel those messages. I'm sending you lots of love and strength. You got this, Virgo. Take good care, and I'll see you next time. Bye.